What's up everybody, Tendo here, and I've got a big day ahead of me. Today is the first day of Phoenix's Game On Gaming Expo. And I've never been to a gaming expo before, not even once. But I've been told that a gaming expo is where you can find a lot of cheap video games. And if you've watched my channel at all, you know that my favorite thing in the world is cheap games. So let's go to the gaming expo and let's see how many video games I can come home with. Check it out. I'm pretty lucky because it's really hot here in Phoenix and I had to park far away, but luckily the temperature, though it's been averaging about 110, 115 degrees, it's right around 100 today, so I'm not burning alive on my walk to the convention center, which is right there. I had to park so far away because, as I thought, the clearance of my van was a bit of an issue. Most of the garages around here, the clearance is about 7 foot, and my van needs about 9 feet of clearance. Luckily, I found one garage down the road that the clearance on the bottom floor was 9 feet, but if you go up, it was under 7 feet. So I was able to find the last parking spot on the bottom floor of the parking garage about 5 blocks back that way. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going because I'm not sure where the entrance to this place is, but there are 3 large bearded men walking in front of me, so clearly I'm going to the right place. It is 11:39, which means I'm about 20 minutes early. It's all right though, it'll be time enough to sit down and cool off. Look at this guy right here sitting on a park bench playing his Switch. It's exactly what you expect outside of a gaming expo. There were several people playing their handhelds outside. And inside, there was a lot of costumes. I'd say less than 5% of the people there were in costumes, but there were enough to look at for sure. And here's the badge we got. Pretty nice. My first lanyard for my lanyard collection. On into the inside. I had to stand in line there for a little less than an hour, but it was all right. I got to talk to the people around me in line and met some cool people. But once I got inside here, man, talk about sensory overload. All these arcade machines, video games everywhere. I really didn't know what to do, so I went straight down the middle aisle, and I decided to go straight for the games, just in case anybody else here happened to be as eager to find the cheap stuff as me. I really had it in my head that I wanted to get to the cheap stuff first, so right off the bat, you can kind of tell there's a lot of artwork here. I'd say the whole expo is about 50% art, about 40% game sellers, about 10% other, if I had to put a certain set of percentages on it. But this was the first gaming booth that I came to, and of course, this is exactly what I want to see. Bargain bins right out in front. And I really just don't know what to do at this point. This stuff is cheap. There's stuff in here I want, like that cleaning cartridge. But do I spend my money now? Do I go look at anything? Or should I just buy what I want in case someone else comes and gets it? I'm pretty frantic at this point. I just don't know what to do. Of course, there's not a ton of people here yet, so I should be fine. And I just can't really imagine that there's too many people here that just has it in their head that they're coming here to buy all of the $1 or $2 games in the whole entire expo. I'm looking at price tags. I'm not even looking at titles. I'm just walking past. Everything there has $10 plus on it. That's cool. That's good prices. Probably cheaper than the game store, but as I have said repeatedly, I'm looking for the cheap stuff. Yet again, looking at the prices, I'm not even looking at what the games are. This stuff was really high. These guys had the good stuff. Like this controller, I would have loved to have had this Nintendo Club GameCube controller for my GameCube collection, but 150 bucks. It's worth every penny. It is a very sought after controller, but I'm not here to spend $150 on a controller today. I'm here for the cheap stuff. Watching this footage back, it's very clear that I missed a few things, which is okay because there's 2 more days of this expo to go, so I'll definitely go back. I don't know if you caught him there. There's Metal Jesus. The Metal Jesus crew was here, which is pretty cool seeing them out here shopping. I wanted to ask what they were buying, but I figured I would let them shop, not bother them, and check their videos later. If you ever want to know what the back of Metal Jesus looks like, there he is. But this was a pretty cool booth here. I ended up buying quite a lot. I probably spent half of my money at that corner booth there, but I'm just doing my quick walk around right now. I'm going to look at everything before I buy anything. Lots of good Game Boy stuff here. He even had a lot of good Game Boys for sale. I ended up coming back to this guy a little bit later and buying something, but on this first round, just want to see what he had. He had a couple consoles for sale, pretty good price too. Top loader NES. These guys were just advertising for their online business. They didn't have a lot for sale actually at their booth. And then a couple booths over, another good selection of games. They had some pretty cheap Wii stuff there. But I'm waiting to find something I have to have. And I'm going down the last row here. So it's time to go start back over and actually start buying stuff. Here's that guy that I said I bought the most from. I'm back in here. He's got a lot of bottom dollar stuff. And he's got a lot of Sega stuff that I might go back in the next couple days and buy. Lots of cheap Sega games, $2, $3. I love seeing in-box Sega stuff for under $5. And I thought about buying some of those then and there, but I think something else at this booth caught my eye. And I stood up and reached over and started gobbling up some Game Gear games that were tucked in over here. You can't miss that Game Gear Burgundy. I'm not really sure if it's burgundy or purple. It's kind of in between the two. Whole stack there. Mostly sports titles, but not entirely. All just a couple bucks. I went right to the guy that was in charge and said, I'll take all of these, please. All of those were sealed except for one, which is pretty awesome. Some Atari games. I'm definitely going to go back over the next couple days and continue to dig through what these guys got. And I'm hoping that it's true that these guys mark stuff way down on the last day, because I'll go back Sunday and buy some of those Sega games for sure. But I think I ended up buying something from this guy 3 times. I just kept going in circles, and I tried to be methodical and buy what was most important to me first. And really at the top of the list of importance was Game Gear games, especially if they're in box. So I think I left this guy's booth, and I maybe ended up buying at least another Game Gear game, if not 2 in box. And then I went back around and started buying some PlayStation 1 stuff. But this guy was happy to get rid of his last Game Gear games. Didn't seem to care for those too much. Here's another bottom dollar box I walked across. This stuff wasn't exactly priced though. I think they want you to make offers. I'm not terribly fond of making offers. I just like to know that everything in the box is $1 and I can have as much as I have dollars for. It's kind of how I like for it to work, but there wasn't really anything in there super enticing anyways. This was a pretty good one. 2 for $5. I'm hoping that maybe on Sunday when they're really ready to get out of there, maybe booths like that will say 3 for $5, and then I'll just go buy stacks on stacks. Here's a bunch of grab bags that a guy had. I was super happy to see this. There's a game shop in town. Well, it's a game and music store and movie store. And they have grab bags of movies and CDs, but I always wish they'd do it with games. I think that every time I see their grab bags. But this guy's got gaming grab bags. And I was very happy to take one. He's a very nice guy. I believe it was him and his son just trying to sell off some of their extra stuff. And I was happy to grab one of those. I might actually go back and grab another one tomorrow. And here I am right back to the start. This is the bin that I walked straight to as soon as they opened the doors. And I'm going to actually go back and purchase the stuff in there that I saw that I wanted, including this demo disc and that Super Nintendo console cleaner. And another handful of PlayStation games that's in there. And I believe everything in this box was 3 for $5. So I got 2 stacks, gave the man a $10 bill. And then moving on, here's another Game Gear game I found in box. This booth had a lot of in-box Game Gears, and honestly, they were all great price. All those boxes right there by my hand, those pink, green, and blue boxes, those are all Game Gear games, and I want them all. Almost all of them are ones I don't have. They were certainly all ones I didn't have in box. But I'm hoping maybe I can get a slightly cheaper deal on a bunch of them on Sunday when I go back. So fingers crossed for that. And look at this. I just was admiring the Goodwill stickers. If you've watched any of my videos before, you've probably seen those stickers. This booth, I know for a fact, these guys live here in Phoenix, and they're buying all this stuff at the Goodwill and reselling it, which I have no problem with. But I just kind of thought it was funny. Here I am probably on my 5th or 6th lap around this place. I'm just trying not to miss anything. I'm going back to the booths I've already been in. This is where I bought the stack of the Game Gear games. I went back to the guy that sold me the grab bag and dug through the rest of the stuff he had for sale. And he ended up having a couple PlayStation controllers, as you can see right here in my hand, a red one and a blue one. And they were $1. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he all but gave them to me. And here I am walking through the lines you wait in to get autographs from the famous people. There are a few cool people here, including the guy there on the left in the red shirt. That's the voice of Mario. I just stopped. I didn't get it on camera, but here is a PSP I got. It has a $35 sticker on it. I got it a little bit cheaper. Probably find of the day, I think. I wish I had been able to film the exchange I had when I bought it. The guy was pretty cool. But then here is a little spin wheel from one of my favorite stores in town, Bookman's. And I spun it and got myself a $2 off gift card, which is awesome. I'll probably use that the next week. Here's some Super Smash on the big screen. People were sitting off the side of the stage playing. That's awesome. And I didn't realize it until I looked back at the footage, but there's the whole Metal Jesus crew standing over there by the doors. I was just trying to get a shot of these arcade machines. There's so many of them. And Metal Jesus and the gang just happened to be standing over there. Here I am trying to put all my loot into my backpack because I'm tired of carrying it around in my hands. Hands started hurting by the end of the day from the weight of all these video games. I guess that's a pretty good problem to have. So I just left the Gaming Expo, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit overloaded. I don't know what to tell you, because there was so much stuff in there, and so much of it was so much cheaper than I expected, that I definitely think going to a Gaming Expo is gonna change how I game shop. Like, there's just stuff I'm gonna see out in the wild now that if it's not cheap enough, I'm gonna wait until I go to the next Gaming Expo and I'm gonna buy it there, because I just made a video yesterday about sealed video games. And then I come here today after having made that video, having not even posted it 24 hours ago, and I single-handedly double my count of sealed video games, and all for like 10 bucks, just stupid cheap. And I don't know, there's a lot of other things, a lot of things that were kind of tricky. Like, I prepaid for my ticket, as you're supposed to, because at most kinds of conventions, it's cheaper to prepay than it is to pay at the door. But after you count internet fees, it was actually cheaper to buy it here today. And then if you would have showed up and bought it here today, you would have got in sooner, because there was no line for the buy here tickets. The line was all for the people that already prepaid, so that was tricky. Though I feel like if I try to take advantage of that next time, it'll probably all be different and just mess me up. Not that I waited that long anyways, but that was interesting. Another really interesting thing was seeing the whole Metal Jesus crew here shopping. And if you've ever watched any of their videos and heard them talk about how they go out shopping for video games or how they shop at a gaming expo, it's all true, man. They were all in there just buying all kinds of stuff. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I hope they all make videos on what they bought here, because I didn't want to bother them today and ask them what they were buying. They looked pretty serious. But I saw John Hancock. Check out his channel if you're not familiar with him. Very prolific game collector. One we can all aspire to. He was buying stuff up left and right, so hopefully he makes a video about what he bought. I'd love to see it. But I've had enough. I'm gonna go eat something, and then I'll meet you back at the game room. We'll talk about what I got. And I got a lot. It's kind of crazy how much stuff is in this backpack. So I'll see you back at the game room. All right, everybody, we are back in the game room, and I am worn out. I go to 20 Goodwills a day sometimes and I don't get this worn out. How'd I get this worn out going to one place? I guess it's just walking in circles and circles and circles. I bought a lot of stuff today. I mean, I'm really happy with what I bought. So let's jump right into it. First, I want to tell you that I got a grab bag. I'm not going to open it first. Actually, stick around because I'm going to open this at the end. There was a gentleman there. He wasn't even a store. He had no affiliation with a business that I know of. He was just getting rid of all of his extra stuff. He has a big collection, he said, and he was just trying to clear house of the clutter. So that's what this is, a grab bag of his leftover games. I'm super excited to see what's in there. So shout out to that guy. I believe his name was James. All right, next, pretty much the first thing I bought was this stack of Game Gear games. They're all sealed, actually, except for one. And this is really funny because I just posted a video about sealed video games, and I should have waited, but I didn't. So I've got Riddick Bowe Boxing. I hope I said that right. It might be Bowie Bowie. That one is not sealed, so I can actually open that up. That's cool. RBI Baseball 94. PGA Tour Golf. These are almost all sports titles. That's why they were all $2 or $3. I think I got a deal. These are Mark III, but I got 2 for $5. So I got a deal. Pretty much got them all for $2.50. This is NFL Quarterback Club 96. Here's the one that's not a sports title. Super Battle Tank. Yes. For some reason, I actually saw multiple titles of this sealed at the expo. It was kind of weird. And then NFL Quarterback Club. I mean, it's gonna kind of be funny when I have the entire Game Gear collection, but all my sports titles are sealed and the rest aren't. But I guess that's actually okay too, because I'm not gonna play these, but I am gonna play the other ones, so that's all right, I guess. I also got these from the same guy that I got the grab bags from.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
No, thank you, Siri. All right, next up, I got 2 PlayStation controllers from the same gentleman that I got the grab bag from, a red one, which is probably my new favorite. That is beautiful. And this blue one, $1 a piece. Can't beat that. I'm trying to get one of every color that was made, and those were 2 I didn't have, so that's pretty awesome. I have a video on my channel about my controller collection and how I display them. I'll leave a link below. Definitely check that out, and just know those are immediately going to join that controller collection. I'm super happy about those. Next up, I got all of this, I believe, out of the same box. There was a box of 3 for $5? Yeah, they were 3 for $5. And so I got 2 sets of 3. So we have PlayStation, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, a greatest hits copy of Siphon Filter for the PlayStation 1, and then Siphon Filter 2, which is not quite such a cheap game normally. I mean, it's not terribly expensive either, but it doesn't have its booklets. But I thought that was okay for just as little as I paid for it, 2 discs. I'll find the booklets elsewhere. And then a Championship Motocross for PlayStation 1. Not bad. And then a Super Nintendo cleaning kit. I mean, I got that for nothing. How awesome is that? And then the last thing out of that deal was a PlayStation Underground Jam Pack. It's a demo disc. Originally $4.99, as you can see up here in the corner. It says on the back, it's all on the disc. 10 playable demos plus a debriefing on Spyro the Dragon. This is awesome. I love demo discs. I have a huge collection of demo discs. Actually, most of them are PlayStation. They might all be PlayStation. I'm doing a video on that soon, so hit the subscribe button for that. Also hit that bell notification. All right, the last thing before we move on to the grab bag is a blue PSP. And look at that price tag. The price tag says $35, but your boy got it for $30. I asked the guy, I said, hey, will you take $30 for this? He's like, yeah. And a little bit earlier, I was standing there looking at it. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And he's like, oh, you like that? And I was like, yeah, but why is it so cheap? Because, I mean, I know how much these go for. They go for a lot more. He's like, oh, it's got a scratch on it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, you can see a little bit on the screen. Right here in the center, there's this little nick. And it came with the charger. Here's the charger for it. $35. And it's funny because we've talked about buying one a bunch because we're making a video on Little Big Planet coming up not too long from now. And we need a PSP to play the Little Big Planet game. And here we go. Here's a PSP game I came home with today. And this is really funny because this guy had a stack of PSP games, and they all had a $2, $3, $4 price tag on it. And I said, hey, man, this one doesn't have a price tag on it. How much is it? He said, just take it. I was like, all right, man, thanks. Cool. And then I got home. I never even checked inside of this. I just turned it on to make sure it came on. I got home and opened this up, and this is a huge bonus. A copy of Grand Theft Auto. It's Liberty City Stories. It's hard to see. Yeah, Liberty City Stories, the PSP. That's awesome. So, I came home with 2 PSP games. One of them being Little Big Planet, which I'm really excited to play. And then that just leaves the grab bag. Here on the bag it says GameCube ×2, and then it says NES, and then it says SNES plus bonus. I can't wait to see what's in here. All right. How should I do this? I'm going to open the bag without looking in. Don't look good. I say as I look straight in the bag. I didn't see anything, though, I promise. All right. First thing out. Ooh, the bonus. You're not going to believe this. I know what the bonus is. Well, I don't know which one it is. We'll save the bonus for last. Here is the Super Nintendo game. Sweet. It's something I don't have. It is a copy of Aladdin. My girlfriend, Hannah's sitting just off camera. Wave, Hannah. No, you're not quite. keep further. There's Hannah's hand. I got a copy of Aladdin. It looks great, except for the sticker on the back torn. I'm not mad about it, though. Heck yeah. This is already worth it. That's worth $5. All right, next. Oh, okay. So the GameCube games aren't in boxes. That's a little disappointing, but it's okay. I'm just feeling around. There's two of the other thing in here. All right. Here's an NES game, and it's a golfing game. Not mad. I don't have it, so I told the guy too whenever I got the bag. I was like, I'm afraid I might have most of what's in it, but I'm not worried about it. All right, so let's do the two GameCube games. What is this? Naruto? Okay. I feel like I might have an empty Naruto case, but I don't think it's GameCube. So I got a Naruto game. It says something else, but I can't hardly read it. Too shiny. And then Splinter Cell for the GameCube. That's cool. I'll have to put that on my list of no case games so that whenever I come across bins full of empty cases, I can check for those. If you're interested in checking out my collection, I leave a link in the description of all my videos to a spreadsheet of my collection so you can kind of keep up with where I'm at, what I've got, and how fast my collection is growing. All right, so that just leaves the bonus. And you're not going to believe this. Well, if you've never watched my videos before, you're probably not going to care, but it's 2 Skylanders. Oh, it's awesome. I definitely have this guy. I don't know that I have this one, so that's pretty cool. Very happy to come home with some Skylanders, even though I didn't plan on it. That's pretty awesome. So there are 2 more days of this convention left. I'm definitely going to go back and buy more grab bags from that guy if they haven't already all sold out, because that was worth the $5 alone. Super, super happy about that. But that's it, guys. That's my haul for the day, and I think it was super worth it. What I want to know in the comments below is what's your favorite thing that I got today. I'm definitely going to go with the PSP. You just can't beat that. But also let me know in the comments below if anything I bought you thought was dumb. That's usually worth conversation, but normally I come home with a bunch of sports games that are dumb, and I understand. But I feel like everything today was pretty spot on. I'm very happy about today. But also, guys, hit that like and subscribe button, and most importantly, hit that notification bell so that when I post videos like this in the future, you'll know and you can come and hang out with me then. And until then, guys, peace out.
Hey, I'm a shark with a top hat, and I think you should subscribe. Go ahead, hit the button. I'll wait. Okay, bye.